Joining me is National Senator Matt Canavan. Matt, welcome. We have to start with Lidia Thorpe. Should she resign? And if she won't resign, is there not a mechanism in the Parliament for her to be removed?
Well, they're good questions. Look, I don't think anything I say is going to change Lydia's mind one way or another. I mean, if she does resign, we'll just get a radical Green activist to replace her. That's how the Senate system works. So I'm not sure that will be an improvement. In fact, of course, it's because people voted for the Greens that we've ended up with Lidia Thorpe and this kind of conduct and behaviour. Look, in terms of other issues, we've got to make sure we don't have a system where politicians are not seeking to be in judge, jury, execution of other politicians. You know that where that ends up. Just look at the US for the weaponisation of their parliamentary and judicial processes. I don't want to go down that path. But look, where there has to be a look here at what can be done to make sure we don't have these sort of events unnecessarily disrupted like this. It's an embarrassment for our country. It's ruined a day that many people would have been looking forward to, and it's completely selfish and self-centred for anybody, especially an elected official like Lidia Thorpe, to make herself the centre of attention when others just wanted to be there to respectfully welcome their king to Australia.
As if yesterday's outburst wasn't bad enough, Matt, a cartoon image of the king beheaded was posted to Lidia Thorpe's Instagram account. Now, she's since deleted it, and she claims it was posted by one of her staffers. She says she would never intentionally share anything that could be seen to encourage violence against anyone. But then I'm reminded that this was her on Australia Day last year. Have a look.
This is a war!
Now, Matt, that sounds like encouraging violence to me. What do you make of this Instagram post? It was a staffer, apparently.
Well, I don't think it's good form to blame your staff. I think the buck's got to stop with you. My staff and all staff in Parliament House are very hard working, and they obviously don't have the capacity to defend themselves like Lidia does, like I do. So I think the better course there would just have been to cop it. However it happened, she's got to take responsibility for it. And at least she has deleted it, but it's a shocking terrible post. So, look, I wish I had your confidence that she won't be re-elected. I don't know. These sort of stunts, I suppose, are typically now the oxygen of these independent senators in our parliament. And I suppose I'd encourage people to think carefully about your vote. You really don't know what you're getting with some of these crossbenchers from time to time. And they've ended up turning our Senate, turning our parliament into a bit of a circus.
Yeah, Matt, can I just say, on that cartoon that she posted, I mean, to post a picture of the king beheaded, especially when Islamic extremism is such a massive thing around the world right now, is just, I mean, it's worse than bad taste. It's just absolutely shocking from anybody to post that, let alone an elected senator in this country. It just beggars belief. This royal tour was going so well. Don't worry about Lidia Thorpe. She was really just a blip. But then King Charles couldn't help himself, Matt, but weigh into the climate change debate. He was doing so well until he went and said this.
The regular roll of unprecedented events is an unmistakable sign of climate change, to which Australia is so particularly vulnerable. Australia has all the natural ingredients to create a more sustainable, regenerative way of living. By harnessing the power with which nature has endowed the nation, whether it be wind or its famous sunshine, Australia is tracking the path towards a better and safer future.
OK, so, Matt, did you notice what I noticed? The wind, the sunshine, but there's no mention of nuclear energy. I'll defend the king from Lidia Thorpe, but he's not the one paying the energy bills in this country, is he?
Well, it's very strange that the British king didn't mention nuclear energy, given Britain is developing. His government in Britain is building a nuclear power station at the moment. Even the re-elected Labor government there has been a strong advocate for nuclear energy. I do think it's incredibly regrettable. On the Lidia Thorpe front, I think her behaviour is as unacceptable as it is. Her behaviour has actually helped the monarchist cause, if you like. It's a reminder to everybody that there are some Republicans out there that really want to tear our country down. It's what turns a lot of Australians away from that cause. Unfortunately, I have to say here, the King entering into contemporary political debates like this does damage to the monarchist cause, because this system works and I support the system, not because I have some great love for the British Crown, Irish Catholic, Italian descent. I don't have a great love for the British Crown, but I have a love for our system. And our system works best when the head of state, the Crown, keeps himself or herself separate from the political controversies of the day-to-day battle in our parliaments. That way they're in a position to play the role, the only role they really have, tangible role under the Constitution, is to play the role of an independent umpire if and when things go wrong. And they will not be seen as an independent umpire if they insert themselves into day-to-day political debates. I think this is very unwise, and I hope it doesn't become a pattern.
You are exactly right. Moving to Queensland, the election will be held this weekend. Tonight is the final leaders' debate between Stephen Miles and David Crisafulli, coming up right after this program. You'd have to think the LNP will get across the line, wouldn't you? Although the polls are tightening.
Look, winning government's always difficult. The LNP, my side, I want them to win. We need a change of government in Queensland. But there's a lot of seats to win after the COVID boost that Labor got back in 2020. So it's a tough mountain to climb. But I've been on the booths most days of the last week, and there's a great sentiment for the desire for change there in Queensland. Things have not been going well. Crime's out of control. Our hospitals just don't seem to be working. I have so many stories, shocking stories from voters who have had to wait weeks for basic surgeries, given the state of our public hospital system. Our roads are crumbling. The Bruce Highway's in a shocking state. I think our government needs to be sent a message, and we just need some change to get things moving again in Queensland.
Matt, as a Queenslander, can you tell me, Miles has tried to make the whole thing about abortion, which really wasn't an issue at all. Is that cutting through, and is that going to change votes, or is that just background noise from Stephen Miles?
Well, look, it's always hard for me to judge. You know, you only get to talk to a few voters as they come in, but it is a bit surprising to me because whatever your views are on this issue, it's not something that gets raised all that often by the average voter. It's not something that I find in my discussions with people door knocking, otherwise just being available to people in the shops or whoever comes up to me. I mean, right now people are just concerned about keeping their head above water, keeping their budget under control. This seems very strange to be campaigning on it. I suppose the rationale, logic behind it could be just simply trying to lock in the Labor Party's base. Lock in their base vote. They have been, I think, losing support since they changed from Anastasia Palaszczuk. Certainly the polls indicate that. The anger on the streets indicates that. And maybe this is a desperate attempt just to keep as many of their voters on side as possible.
Well, it certainly seems desperate to me. Matt Canavan, appreciate your time tonight. Thank you.